Cut it.
Yeah, you're in your own head right
Cut
now.
it all, man. And it's hot in here. It's hot in here. Fuck.
Look,
Hot. Shit. Dying in here.
We're chilling.
Oh my God. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Beyond the Diamond podcast here on the Apollo Podcast Network. Brian LaLima, ApolloDez, producer Josh here with you. The Astros dropped 2 out of 3 to the Seattle Mariners. Then they head down to Los Angeles, take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They take that series, and that's where we are today. We record on Thursday. They have a day off today. They take on the White Sox starting tomorrow, which is Friday. So let's start with the Seattle Mariners series. They win game 1 of that series, fall apart a little bit in game 2, and then obviously they lost game 3 on Sunday. So that's where we'll start.
Yeah. Like we said, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Mariners series kind of sucked. I think we said that they at least had to get one, and they got it that Friday night. We're like, okay, let's win a series. And then the meltdown happened.
Man, and JP France with his debut dealt.
Absolute dude. Dude.
Worked through some adversity.
Yeah.
First inning, and I think in the post game, first off, his post game news conference had his arm up on the locker, just like a 1980s like cowboy on the just on the bar stool, just telling his story.
He's got the glasses on, he's got
stash.
the mustache, and he's just cool as the other side of the pillow with his arm up like it was no
That
thing.
was amazing.
Like, dude, you just made your major league debut, and he couldn't give a shit less.
I think
it was great.
I think he said it perfectly. He was like, he told the boys down in Sugar Land, like, I just got to get through the first inning.
Yeah.
Get through the first inning, and it's the same game you played your entire life. Yeah. Long ass first inning, threw a lot of pitches, and then boom, goes 5. Striking out, made Julio look dumb a couple of times. Pitched through the adversity, looked great. I think he could build off that.
His cutter was cutting.
Yeah, his cutter was nasty, man.
And if you didn't see the YouTube video, we did a reaction to his highlights, and we were adamant that cutter slider was going to play in the bigs, and it did. I think the one thing that the walks is going to be a thing he needs to work on, especially with that cutter slider moving so much. They get a real patient team. You could see, 4 or 5 walks, and then shit happens when you walk people. But look great. His little baby in the stands with the mustache pass fire, adorable.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And his family too. On the AT&T broadcast, they had like a whole section, and his dad was just like naming everyone. Like it was just like, oh yeah, that was JP's, like cousin, or that was JP's like brother. And like his actual brother was like down the section. Like there was like a bunch of other people they were naming. It was just a cool moment to see in his debut.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff for him. Obviously, they didn't win that one. And, going to LA, leaving Seattle, you're like, ugh, damn it, dude. Another series lost. Then they come out and they win game 1 or
lost game 1.
Okay, right? Because they lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So they're on. That's what I thought. They lost 3 in a row, and I got confused for a second. So they lost 3 in a row, and then, man, dude, I'll tell you what, man, when this team loses 3 in a row, the city kind of melts down a bit.
And especially when 2 of those 3 losses were pinned on Montero.
Yeah.
On kind of just weird baseball things.
Saturday didn't pitch well. And then Monday comes in with the tie game, right? With the tie game, I believe.
So, yeah, it was 4-4 in the 4-4 in the 8th.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. Let me backtrack real quick to the Seattle series. They want to make this into a rivalry so damn bad.
Oh, my God.
Like, they will do anything and everything. And Scott Service is the biggest douchebag in Major League Baseball. And that's right next to Joe Kelly and Trevor Bauer, even though Trevor Bauer's not even in the bigs anymore. Like, Scott Service, I feel like, bitches about everything, tries to fire people up. And he's an ex-Astro, too. I don't give a shit.
It's so artificial.
Dude, he's disingenuous, I feel like.
It's almost like it's to the La Russa scale.
Yes.
Like, it's just like...
The whole thing with who was pitching Belak when Maldi and whoever got into a little pillow fight, whatever you want to call it. There some words were said, the bench is cleared, and then it's so funny they pan out to the bullpen, and the Mariners bullpen guys are just so ready to come out. Like, dude,
Yeah, Astros bullpen's chilling.
Yeah, like they're just hauling out. They're trying so hard to make it a rivalry.
And then the previous night, he got run on Friday night,
right?
Like, making it about himself in the game. Like, I get it. There's times where skippers will go out there and get the guys like jazzed and fired up.
You want to fire them up, yeah. I get that.
It's like he's the friend in the friend group, whether it's like a bachelor party, a boy strip, is just doing way too much all the
does too
time. And it's
much.
like a mood kill. Like,
Yes.
you're like,
he's the type of guy to complain to HOA on you.
Oh, for
oh
sure.
my
100%.
gosh.
Your grass is like half an inch.
What do
too
they
long.
call?
You know who he is?
He's
the guy when you go like on a bros trip that sends the Venmo to everyone
Yeah.
before
Before dinner's over?
Before dinner's over,
Yeah.
like he's already like, all right, guys, like,
Yeah,
hey,
hey,
get it, like,
come on, I paid for it on my tab. It's on my
Yeah.
credit card. Give me the money
Yeah.
back. That's him for
that's
sure.
For sure,
He's
him.
like what do they call him? A male Karen.
yeah,
Like that's him, dude. Like he's the HOA guy. If you don't have your trash cans up after trash
Oh,
day,
yeah.
after an hour, dude, he's calling it. He's taking
Oh,
a
yeah.
picture with your address on it and he's sending it to the HOA.
and then he's gonna
president.
go inside and tell his family like, I did a great thing today.
did.
Like, you know, like they just live in that
Save
world
the
where
neighborhood.
they're just like,
Your lawn gets a little too high
he's either like
because
a
it's
ruler.
rained the last 3 days and you had a chance to mow it. And you're outside doing something, and he walks by and he's like, "Hey, just want to let you know we keep it cut around here, so I don't want to have to walk by here.
We keep the neighborhood to a certain standard.
It's a little too high for me.
You know who he is?
It's a little too high.
He's the guy that reminds the teacher that there's homework due.
Yep.
Yes.
Like
That's
class is about to be
100%.
done. He's like, Miss Johnson.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys finish homework
You
last
finished
night?
homework? Yeah.
Did
He's
we
that
have
guy.
homework? Like we had homework last night. That's
Yeah.
100% him.
He's a hall monitor too. I bet
Dude,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. He was a
Ugh.
hall monitor.
He's just a
Ugh.
dork, man. Like I just
That's the. He's not even a nerd. He's just a
A
dork.
yeah.
and he just tries
And he's
to
an ex-Astro, like you said.
Yeah, I know, and it sucks. But whatever, man. He just tries to. He does too much. He does too much.
And Seattle fans eat it up.
I know.
They eat it up.
You ever have y'all ever scrolled through Mariners Twitter?
No, I don't.
Unfortunately.
I don't. I mute,
Okay,
I mute
like-
everyone.
I get having a passionate fan base, but like you haven't done anything in years. You made the playoffs once in like 15 years or whatever it was.
Well,
I
that's the thing.
do-
They don't know how to act.
Yeah.
I do think they have a great crowd though.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
for sure.
crowd and the fans like in the actual
Yes.
stadium
Yeah.
like is kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Obviously the
I love a
boos
team
and all
being
that.
into it.
Like
Yeah.
they're booing guys that weren't even on the 17 team. Like it's just orange team bad. But like a night game in like Seattle, kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
dope.
cool vibe.
No, passion is great. Having passion about your team is awesome.
I
But just
love
being a
enthusiasm,
little-
but damn.
Yeah, but damn, like being a fucking dork about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Scott Service is the guy that is at the gym and he's monitoring how long you've been on one machine.
Ooh,
Oh,
big
He's the
gym
guy
guy.
that comes up and he's like, "How many sets you have?"
Yeah.
And you could be like 2, and you're like, "Well, you've already been on it for 3."
He's a big well actually guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, you know.
Yeah. He's the guy that's gonna try to critique your form on the squat rack
Yeah.
at the gym.
Very
when you're
creepy.
minding your own body, minding your own business about
Yeah.
your body. He's
And
the
your
one that
body.
comes up. You might want to try this. Just trying to do too much. Anyways, but I digress. Like I just had
That was
to
a
get
great
Like,
that was a great segue. Boys.
he sucks, dude. I'm just tired of it. But yeah, they go down to LA, take care of business. 2 out of 3.
Yep.
A little scary last night.
Well,
Shohei
Okay.
Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani to Shohei
Dude.
Ohtani things.
Let's unpack this a little bit though. We lose 3 in a row.
Yep.
We blow a
All-
game late.
All 2-run losses.
All
Yeah.
2-run losses. And then in the most Astro way, you're struggling, you lost 3 in a row, everyone's, the villagers are outside the fence, ready to riot, and you have to face Shohei Ohtani, the
Right.
greatest baseball talent in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
And you go and beat him.
And you're going to beat him. Martin
go-
Maldonado
Martin Maldonado gets
smacks
a
a
hold
home
of
run.
one.
That's
No,
what
smacks, all caps, smacks.
that's one of the craziest things to me is that look, I understand that everyone's very critical of Jose Abreu right now because he hasn't hit a home run yet. He's hitting like 215. The power numbers are down. Okay, all that we get. Martin Maldonado runs into home runs and Jose Abreu doesn't.
It's a fair
like-
statement.
That
Yeah.
sucks
It's a
for
fair
Jose
statement.
Abreu. And Martin Maldonado does it against Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, and that wasn't a Crawford box like.
No, it
sneaker.
was-
That
He dropped the hammer on
Yeah.
it. And
Framber dealt
Framber
against. Yeah, Framber
just-
dealt.
I mean, Framber and Javier is the story.
Yeah,
of the
Christian
weekend.
Javier dealt
I
11 punch outs.
I
for Javier.
put a tweet out, but I quickly deleted it because it didn't make sense in my head. But I was actually waiting for the show. I was maybe on a vitamin, but I never thought that Framber Valdez would have been in the same breath as Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole as a regular season ace.
Yeah.
But he has surpassed that,
Yeah.
and Framber Valdez obviously wins World Series games and wins big games compared to the others. But it just blows my mind that he's just emerged to it almost feels like for the longest time I was waiting for the other shoe to drop and be like, is he ever going to revert back to, the Framber that walks a lot of people and changes but no, it's like ever since Correa chewed his ass out and he got that ground ball to get out of that race series, he's just been a bona fide ace for the last going on 4 years now. And so I just never thought that was going to be a sentence I was going to say out loud. And I was like trying to tweet it, and I was like, I think I'm just going to wait for the show because I had to like express it in more words than an actual tweet. But like the guy's an absolute ace. Yeah. Toe to toe against Shohei Ohtani.
I think one of the things that I appreciate the most about Framber Valdez is his ability to work through adversity, because in the past we didn't see that.
Yes.
He would melt down.
Yes.
Now you see when innings get a little bit crazy.
Nobody jazzes up.
Walks a guy and then a single. It's like next thing you know, before you blink and boom, double play ball.
It almost like
and then a strikeout and the inning's over and he walks off like it's another day at the office. So that's what I appreciate the most in the growth of Framber Valdez. Like I look back to games in 2018, 2019, or when was his debut?
Framber?
Yeah.
I think he had some spot relief and spot starts at 19.
So it wasn't 18.
Framber's debut was 18.
Okay, that's what I thought.
He pitched 37 innings in 18.
Okay, so I look back to like 2018, 2019, and even 2020, even the COVID shortened season. Innings would get hectic, snowball effect, boom, done.
Yeah.
Like next thing you know, walk.
Jekyll and Hyde type situation.
Right, walk, couple singles, walk, and it's a walkathon. Now, it's completely different. He just battles through adversity so calmly, so quietly, and gets it done. I'm telling you, dude, it's crazy to look. He'll walk a guy, give up a single, boom, double play ball, then a strikeout, inning over.
And this is not an Angels lineup that's beat and battered like of years past. They have a healthy Rendon. They have a healthy Trout. They have a healthy Ohtani. They have Jury. They have War. They have Renfroe, Jury. They have a bunch of dudes right now in this lineup.
Hitting bombs left and right. The hell is going on?
And he goes 8 innings, 12 punchies, no walks, 1 earned run. And he got chirped by the umpires. You see him he had to the umpire was chirping off camera, the third base umpire to hey, you can't do that. And he was like, what? Like he threw his glove off and literally wiped everything off. And I was like, in the middle of an inning, it's like, hey, umpire, come talk to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Like don't be fucking chirping over on the other side. Like if you're gonna do something,
be a professional
and go do it. And then to pitch through that, and especially in that point in the game, I think it was still 1-0 because the Astros didn't score that 3 spot to the 5th. So he's just a bona fide ace, an absolute bona fide ace.
You were comparing him to Cole and Verlander. Cole's 2019 season, his Cy Young season, he pitched 212 innings and had a 2.5 ERA. Framber, since last year all the way to now, he's pitched 254 innings, has a 2.72 ERA.
Wow.
He's basically been
Garrett Cole
but now a year and 2 months.
That's insane. And honestly, he's building off it. I think what Brian said, the adversity, and I just think there's a gene within these athletes that are at this next level that when adversity's there, I think of Jordan, Kobe, they just rise up to it. And I think Framber Valdez is in that kind, not obviously with Jordan and Kobe, but in that smaller vein of hey, when shit hits the fan, he bears down.
Yeah.
And I think he dropped a couple singers 98. Framber just had 98 in the bag.
98. I was like, what? In the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing about the Angels, they suck at defense. They were
you were lighting up the group chat.
They were so sloppy over the weekend or over the series. Just terrible.
And it was Rendon of all people. Yeah.
Rendon 2 games, 2 errors.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
A ball going under his glove,
he's
a ball
so
going through
silky,
his legs. Dude, we know he's better than that.
Yeah. The play to Myers, he just kind of nonchalant.
Yeah.
He took an extra step.
And on that play, I know they overturned it, and he is clearly safe by
by a while. I don't know what angle the umpire had.
How in the hell are you that bad as an umpire and you blow that call?
Thank God for replay, because if that happened in 2012, and that cost you the game, and
we'd be down 2-1 because all 4 runs came in after that.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think TK and Blummer were talking about, like, thank God for the instant replay because we'd be down 2-1 going in the the 5th. Like,
and then can't forget about Christian Javier. He had 11 strikeouts. I mean,
there's
one mistake.
One mistake. And honestly, I think Christian Javier is your new Justin Verlander. He's gonna give up a couple solo bombs to start, but you know what? He's gonna strike out double-digit people.
Man, dude.
And you know what? That's totally okay with
me. The way that he can elevate a fastball is such a thing of beauty. Like it comes in at like 92, 93, but it's so heavy and has so much life to it that it's like 98.
When we had Stanny in here and he started talking, we were like, hey, make us be dumb and explain the fastball.
Yeah. Ryan Stanek?
Yeah, Ryan Stanek when he was in studio.
You're talking about like
when he was talking about the height of the ball and all that.
The vertical plane and horizontal planes and all that stuff.
And that was just Stanny
stuff.
And
you were like looking at each other like, oh yeah, sounds good.
Long hair guy, throw hard.
Yeah.
We're like cavemen.
Yeah.
No, I bet when you dive into the science of Christian Javier's numbers, it's insane.
Yeah.
And also, I think this is a thing kind of goes overlooked, but the Astros' ability to translate that to players where English is a second language is like not talked about enough, I think, because you have the language barrier, one, but two, be able to take all that paralysis by analysis and all the math that goes with it and then be able to implement it into a game plan. And one, the guys throughout the organization have bought in because we've seen the success over the last, almost damn near a decade now. But to be able to do it up and down the ranks is crazy because Javier's just churning out 10 punchies a game. Like if he does that, like
and you know who helps the pitching staff, especially with the language barrier and game plans and things like that, that's I know people probably aren't gonna like it, but it's Martin Maldonado.
Yeah.
There's another reason why he starts a good majority of the games.
No, we were talking about this at a bar last night, but I think
dude, you were at
a bar last night, dude?
I was with you. I was at the bourbon bar.
He was at the bar?
Yeah, he came out.
Did you have a beer?
I had a ice cold water.
We had to do
nice.
a little powwow to Super Big Sports.
But we were talking about it, and I think by the end of the year, it might flip-flop a little bit with Maldi and Diaz. Right now, it's like 80-20 Maldi. I think it might either they share time or Diaz might get more, but no matter what, I think Maldi's going to be catching Javier and Framber.
For
every
sure.
start.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, people just need to be – because that's not changing this year at all. Let me throw a little stat at you real quick before we move on.
I have one more thing, but yeah.
Christian Javier, his first beginning to his career, his first 351 innings, he has a 3.1 ERA and a 134 ERA plus.
What's his K9?
His K9 is 11.1. Damn. Justin Verlander.
Wow.
His first 399 innings of his career, 3.74 ERA, 121 ERA plus, and a 7.1 K per 9. So he's on a better start to her career. Yeah.
Ace.
Yeah.
Of the 11 strikeouts last night, how many were on the fastball?
All of them.
I
think all but one?
7.
7.
4 were on sliders.
Wow. Yeah, I knew he got one guy with the slider.
I think that gap means he had so much rise that he could break that slider off and boom. I think before Trout's single in the 9th, that he was batting against the Astros since like 2020. Like he was like 12 for 70 with 29 strikeouts. Like
he does not hit well against the Astros.
No,
and
especially Christian Javier and Framber Valdez,
and especially at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah. I'm surprised other teams haven't like been hitting up the Astros. Be like, how do you
get out?
We obviously have a game plan.
How do you
on
get
him.
Mike Trout out?
How do you get out what our version is, our generation Mickey Mantle? Like, how do you get that guy out?
I mean,
we're just like,
I feel like it's pretty obvious. Fastballs. It's just up and in fastballs, and then they break off a slider on him.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I haven't watched. Obviously, I watched his highlights, but I haven't watched how other teams pitch to him. But they must not be doing the same thing.
Because all I see is him in tanks.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, but at the end of the day, I think when the Astros have been struggling and the Astros have been playing up to the fans' expectations and their own expectations, when you have a Framber Valdez and a Christian Javier go out and get you 2 wins, that is a good freaking baseline. The other guys just have to get one. And so I think when those 2 are on, I put them up against anyone.
All right, so we've got our health report by
Sweet Green.
Sweet Green. We've also got some players to watch for this weekend.
Little prize picks.
Little prize picks.
Weekend preview.
Okay, so we got those 2 still to hit. Let's hit on this Michael Brantley situation real quick.
So let's do the boop, 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 the Sweet Green health report.
And then
Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop. Sweet Green health report.
Brought to you by Sweet Green.
That was way better than the other one.
Let's run through all the bumps and bruises we got going on right now.
You got him in front of you?
Yeah. Producer Josh.
Yes.
I have him on. But I want to double check, make sure you have him right.
Yes.
While he pulls it up, hey, Yordan Alvarez is just a monster.
He's what?
He's a monster.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's a boogeyman. He did to Seattle and he did to the Angels. All right.
All right, so let's run through the
Beep,
guys,
beep, boop, boop, Sweet Green.
the guys that aren't on the IL, but they're just fucking bumped and bruised, you know?
This health report
McCormick
is brought to you by Sweet Green.
Sweet Green. All
Go
right.
ahead.
McCormick's back is kind of still
Flared
sore.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Shazzy.
Yeah, he's back in the lineup, but he's a little sore.
I think it happened on that play, like the very first play that Trout hit that line drive.
Yeah, he had to dive.
And
He did kind of
got like stuck. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's what it came from. Dubon suffered a hamstring injury. They say it's not serious.
It
but
looked like a bit hard.
yeah, obviously it's not bad enough to go on the IL, but he's still banged up. We'll see if the day off. He might be good to go Friday. Abreu, I mean, these past 2 games, it seems like he's been limping around, but they said he's sore. He wasn't available yesterday. So those 3 guys are all on the bench, but like
Not on the IL.
pretty banged up.
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good when you have a 4-man bench and 3 of the 4
Are
are
unavailable. Thank God we did not have an injury yesterday.
it would have been Sally.
Fucking Salazar was going to play left field if he needed to. All right, so then that brings us to the IL and the man of the hour, the man everybody's talking about, Michael Brantley.
Yeah. I think.
Let's preface this first. He was sent home, back to Houston.
Yes.
To get checked out. That's per Dusty Baker. We had on Dana Brown on Wednesday
on what
Sean
show?
Salisbury show on Sports Talk 790, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday, or on the iHeartRadio app. You should download it.
You should download the app.
And all of our other producers at Apollo HOU. But anyway, he also said that
You're on a radio show?
Who?
You?
Me?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Tune in. You might find me there. But damn it, I was about to be on a roll. Dana Brown. Yeah, he said that they slowed him down and they'd have further information in the afternoon. Sean asked him if it was because he was tired or a flare-up. Basically, Dana Brown kind of danced around the question, said they want to make sure he's capable of doing what he's capable of doing. They don't want him to swing and miss and re-aggravate something. So he was sent home, and then Dusty Baker later on, right before the game yesterday, said that he's back in Houston to get checked out.
Not great. Not the warm and fuzzies.
But you're super optimistic about it.
This is where I fall into it.
Okay.
And I may look like an idiot come tomorrow with egg in my face and they like shut him down. But Michael Brantley missed the entire spring training, a month. He had some baseball stuff on the front end, back end, missed the whole month. He had the family issue, all that. Then he went, a couple things there. They did some workouts, and they got him into Sugar Land, got him some games. Technically, he's only like on week 3 to week 4 of his spring training. He is coming off labrum surgery, which I think in today's world of baseball is the worst surgery you can have.
Yeah.
It's not Tommy John where you get a brand new arm and you're out there throwing 97, 98 again. A labrum surgery is like, let's flip a coin. I don't know if you're going to be back to what you were before the injury. We've seen it with Jake Myers. We've seen the struggles with Jake. We've seen Jake open up and talk about like, hey, it's in my head. The coaches talked about, this is, you're fine. It's just you have to trust your body is kind of back to where it is. It feels like a phantom ghost injury. I have a buddy that played at Oklahoma State, was All-American, tore his labrum, had to go JUCO ball, and then just kind of phase out of baseball. It's not an injury that like is good. And so you have a 36-year-old Michael Brantley who had labrum surgery not even a year removed from that, and they're slowing him down. And I understand, and we talked offline, and I was in this camp where I was like, I'm glad they slowed him down because they're not being prisoners of the moment. Because the Astros, Dana Brown and Dusty Baker have been like, we're struggling, let's just insert him in the lineup, and let's just, hopefully it's a jump start. They're taking the long approach to a season and be like, hey, we don't know what it is. They've sent him back, and let's just slow it down a bit. I understand, and I'll let you guys go right now about the timeline situation and putting it out there.
Yeah, so I think where I stand on, I don't think they slowed him down just to slow him down. Meaning, hey, let's slow him down because he hasn't hit this consistently in a long time. I don't think that, because everything we were told leading up until just a couple of days ago was he was going to be back around the 9th. He's doing well. He feels good. And he was raking in AAA. And again, they're playing in ballparks with, elevation, all that, whatever. I don't think they just slowed him down to slow him down. If that were the case, I don't think he would have played in as many games. Wouldn't you think if they were that concerned about him fatigue-wise, being sore, trying to get back into the rhythm of, especially with the pitch clock, he was very adamant about not liking the pitch clock, but he would adjust. Wouldn't you think they would have a plan in place to say, hey, we're going to play him 2-3 games, sit him 2 or 3 games, play him 2 more, sit 1, play 1, so forth and so on. But they didn't do that. They just said, go, and they did it. I think he got 1 day off or whatever. And then out of nowhere.
Which is kind of weird. Usually they do that.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So then out of nowhere, we're slowing him down. But if you're slowing him down because he's sore, if he's fatigued, tired, whatever it is, because he's still getting his body acclimated to playing again, you don't send him home, in my opinion. You keep him with the team. You have him work with the physicians. You have him work with the chiropractors. You have him work with your strength and conditioning coaches. All of that. That's all available for him. So why send him home? That's where I get confused. And also, I don't like putting a date on something. And again, I think true. Dana Brown does a phenomenal job speaking to us on the Sean Salisbury show, speaking to the media, being more transparent than we've ever had for the Houston Astros. But him saying available around the 9th to be activated, because at one point, I think it was last week, we heard Jose Altuve could go out on a rehab stint. He faced simulated games a couple days ago. He took BP. He was hitting bombs again, taking ground balls. He could be going out to Corpus Christi here pretty soon. Chas McCormick was making his way back. And they said, Brantley, essentially we could get Chas back and Michael Brantley back on the same weekend. So that puts a timeline on things. And then when the timelines don't match up, that's where you get, the concern of, man, it's probably worse than just him being sore. Yeah. So I just think that if there wasn't a plan in play, which I don't know if there was or not, but just by seeing how much he did play in AAA just showed me that it was just going to be a normal rehab stint. He was going to be back with the big league club, and they weren't worried about anything. And then just out of nowhere, we're slowing him down. He's back in Houston. Yeah. That's where my cause for concern is.
Yeah, it doesn't give the warm fuzzies at all, for sure. I think what we're going to see is they're going to put him back on the IL.
Yeah, because the deadline's tomorrow.
The deadline is tomorrow, as in the 12th. Today is the 11th.
12th. Correct. Yeah. Because he can only, a player can only be on a rehab stint for 20 days. Yeah, 20 days, and tomorrow will be the 20th day.
Yeah. So obviously the warm and fuzzies and all that, but I just think of like, look, it's better to slow him down and have him in down the push and after the All-Star break than pressing now. And I guess it's accumulation of.
I agree with that. Don't push him. Don't press. Because you don't want, like we said, you don't want him to swing and re-aggravate something. But I don't know if that was ever the plan. I think the plan was try to get him back.
For sure. Something I mean, I don't like the news and
again, that's my
back.
opinion on how I saw it.
I feel like this is also accumulation and compound interest of the Astros have never been transparent with injuries.
Yeah.
Since
ever.
The Hefe days. And it just feels like another time where you Charlie Brown, you went to go kick the football and they pulled it away. And so maybe if the discourse on the internet would be different if they never gave a date, but I still feel like they are doing the right thing, even though it's in the short term not great, warm and fuzzy news.
Yeah, I think either way, unless we get some very devastating news, knock on wood, we should be fine. But either way, if he came back middle of June, I think the team will be fine. Like I don't think there's any concern about. I mean, there's people who have concern because it's Twitter, but I think overall it's fine if they push him back and he comes back in mid-June or something. The team will be okay. The team will have him back and start winning more games. It'll be great. But what you said, it's putting a date on it and then yanking that date away is what I think most people are upset
probably
about.
saying it wasn't a setback, but what is a setback? Like
it came out like I don't remember who said it or if it was a sources say or if it was a direct quote, but somebody said like, "Oh, he's a day behind McCormick."
Yeah, that was in the media.
Yeah, like
I think Dusty.
why does that
Dusty
come out?
Told the media crew.
Like that, if that doesn't come out and people and the timeline has been late May or early June this whole time, I don't think we're talking about.
I don't think we're even talking about if the Astros are not sitting at 19 and 18.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. If the Astros were playing better, we wouldn't even be worried about it because then we would say, "Ooh, man, could you imagine what this lineup's going to look like when they also get Michael Brantley back?" But I think now what we're seeing is the power numbers are down, the slugging percentage is down, everything is down offensively. So now you're looking forward to having Altuve back in the leadoff spot, and you're looking for Michael Brantley to be in the 2 spot because that just extends the lineup even more, and that pushes guys like Kyle Tucker into the potential 5 hole or the 6 hole. No, he's not going to be down 6, but it just
your lineup.
It gets you so many different options.
You have a Jerry Pinion the 7 and 8 hole.
Like that's crazy, right?
Speaking on that, let's move on to Altuve, who, he might be going on a rehab stint here soon.
That dude's just Superman.
Yeah,
like literally.
Who said it was a Centron? Who said it was the best BP I've ever seen him take?
Yeah, and he even said it. He even said it himself. He was like, "I didn't expect to get healthy this fast. Like I didn't my recovery to be this fast."
I think, he had the injury in 2018, but I think having some time off for him
probably been good.
It's gonna be so just good on his overall mental. Like, he's gonna be so fresh when he does come back. He might have his best end of the year. I think.
And it'd be so appropriate that I'm looking at the schedule right now. The end of May is the Twins in Houston. The Correa in town, and you have Altuve.
That might be his.
That may be like really really cool to see. Obviously, that's 20 days away, so I don't know.
That's pretty realistic. I think it's been end of May. Early June this whole time.
I think I could say this now that we're seeing him. But when the news happened, when we were in Florida, I was getting texts and it was just like, this could be bad.
Yeah.
And then we're like, I was like bad, like what, like All-Star break bad? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, shit.
Yeah, it was.
And now we're a whole month.
The timeline this whole time has been like June, mid-June, late June, early July.
Right.
The fact that he could be back by the end of this month.
I don't know how that ball did not hit any of the small bones in his thumb.
Thank God.
Like literally, it was like to be hit in that spot. One, you didn't hit in the wrist with all the other small bones, or your hand with all those other small bones, but your thumb.
Yeah.
And get it a clean break at that one spot and not like anywhere else, no nerve damage or any of that.
Yeah.
Guy's
literally
Superman.
dodging a bullet.
He's literally Superman.
Let's
just getting him back in the lineup is key.
We're gonna be there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, his home game back.
Last guy, LMJ, sent us a video the other day, hitting 92 from the bullpen,
saying he's close. That's pretty cool.
Saying he's close. I don't know exactly what that means. That could still mean late June, but
Brian McTaggart reported it that the velocity got up to 91.6, so 92 miles an hour. And then he's about to start mixing in curveballs and sliders. So
I think that's a big test.
That's the big test. Do the twist.
I think the other side too. I think he's been progressing well. I mean, I think 2 episodes ago we talked about him pitching on the slope of the mound. Now he's touching 92. I think he may bring that sinker back this year.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really adamant for him to do that. he's throwing 92 with that heavy sinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be tough.
I mean, we know when he's healthy and he's nasty.
Yeah.
So,
and in this current rotation, he doesn't have to be that guy.
I know.
He could come up and be like third or fourth starter caliber, and that
you would love to insert him in there in the 3 spot of the rotation.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Now you take the pressure off Hunter Brown to being like the guy to close out a series and trying to, you know, if something happens to Framber and Javi, they get a loss. Like the pressure on Hunter Brown to be a stopper. No, it's landslides in that role. Hunter Brown, JP Francis looking, you know, hope build off that start.
Yeah.
And then you have, hopefully, you know, I think they're stretching out Blanco down in AAA now.
That's the
You have another guy that can emerge. Like all of a sudden now you have a little bit of depth.
There's depth. Yeah, there's depth there.
And then by that time your Keaty's coming back.
Yeah.
Around All-Star break. So
yeah. Let's look ahead to the weekend, guys, to look forward, or guys to
little prize picks action.
Yeah, a little prize.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say? Players to watch.
Players to watch
weekend for prize picks.
Boop, boop, beep,
Yep.
beep, boop.
Use
New
prize
segment.
picks.
Use prize pick. Download the app. We'll drop the link. Use code Apollo. They will match your initial deposit. So
up to $100.
Up to $100.
So you can deposit just $10.
$10. I give you 20.
Have a little fun. Have a little fun this weekend.
A little sprinkle action.
Get a little entry.
You're gonna have the mustache guy, right? You want to touch it? You want to go start with that?
JP France.
That's your pick.
That's your player to watch.
For strikeouts.
More strikeouts.
More strikeouts than whatever it's set at.
Yeah. We don't know the actual line.
Yeah, we
don't know the lines yet,
but
I'm taking whatever it is.
See what that line is. I would think against the White Sox, he had 5 Ks last start.
Probably gonna be set at like 4.5 or 5.
Probably.
5.5,
I mean, whatever it is, I think he gets 7 Ks.
Yeah, I'm going to take more than with JP France.
All right,
book it. Code Apollo. Prize picks. Download it.
My prize pick is gonna be. Actually, I'm gonna contact them to see if they can put a Dez pick in. It's Joe Kelly crying on the mound. Over more than one time crying on the mound. No, I like Mr. Tucker. I think he's kind of against Kopech on Friday night. I think he's gonna get a lot of fastballs. He's gonna get one. I'll probably take his more fantasy points if it's around the 7.5 range. 8 gets a little tough. We can circle back, but check our Twitter. We'll have that in there, or check our Discord. I think we'll fire up a Discord.
Yep.
But yeah, so JP France, more strikeouts.
Yep.
Kyle Tucker Friday against Kopech, more fantasy points. And then Josh, you have anything?
Yep. I have Hunter Brown. I'm going to say his pitching outs.
Ooh.
Because he's going against the White Sox. He's had 3 starts of 7 innings so far this season. He's rolled back and forth on it. I think this is another 7-inning start, which, you'll see the pitching outs. Usually they set it around 6 innings, or they'll have it at 5 2/3. So depending on what that line is, I think he throws 7 innings.
What's the weather like? I'm going to look up the weather.
It's probably pretty rainy, actually.
It's going to be cold. He's from Detroit. So
yeah, that's what's in my head. That weather he grew up on.
Friday, it looks like a front comes in south side of Chicago.
Sweet.
God, I hope we don't have a rain delay.
80% chance of rain on Friday.
God damn it. Fucking get a roof.
Saturday, though, no 20% chance of rain, but high 67, low 57. And then Sunday, man, this may just be wash, boys. 80%.
Damn it.
With the high of 59.
Nice.
So,
all right.
Maybe a little wet one.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little wet.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
All right.
I just want to see Hunter Brown toss more than 5 innings.
Yeah, I think you will.
I think you would, too.
Yeah.
Yep. So use code Apollo at Prize Picks. Get the app, download the app, use code Apollo, make your first deposit. And we will be creating and posting, check out our Twitter, we'll be posting a Discord here soon so we can all chat and
degenerates
together. Be degenerates together, share our entries and our picks together, and have a good time.
Nice. What's going to do?
All right. Let's get into our
final segment.
Dog of the Week.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing Dog of the Week.
Yes, we are.
Every Thursday,
every
dog.
Thursday.
Do we do every Thursday?
You
every
give
Thursday, dog. You had the brilliant idea last week to give it to the fans.
Yeah, I remember.
We it's Dog of the Week, so we have to give one out every week.
Oh yeah, true. Good point.
That's how that works.
I was about to log off. My bad. Damn.
My nominee is going to be. I think it's going to be Framber Valdez.
Damn. I mean, I think
it's him or Javi in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a pretty.
I mean, guys, it's Framber.
Yeah,
Dude, he outdueled
I don't even think
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I don't think we even need to get.
No,
into
it's
Framber Valdez.
It's Framber Valdez, and he's our dog of the week.
Are
Let's
we
give it
sure?
up.
Are we doing it?
Yeah,
Like unanimous?
Dog of the week.
Unanimous.
Framber Valdez. Framber, however you want it. Here's the trophy. We will send you a replica of this trophy. We got a camera lens that we're going to give away.
Wait.
We probably got a couple of bobbleheads. We got the swinging and banging sign. We have a Jostens Jose Altuve ring that we could
we'll
send.
tell Braggs to send him a hat.
Send him another hat.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got it. And then I think I got a Target gift card with about $14 left on it.
Oh, damn, that's
that we
pretty
can add
good.
there
Dude,
into our
14.
gift bag. So
And he gets one free prank call into the Sean Salisbury show.
exactly,
On
yeah,
790,
Right.
6 to 10.
yeah, not
Yeah.
Arthur Carr though. Whoever you tweeted, in your
Yeah.
tweet, yeah, whoever Arthur Carr is.
Yeah,
but
so
it's,
he gets a
Alright.
prank call
yeah,
you
free
on your
prank
show.
call. Yeah,
Dog of the week.
Free prank.
that's the gift that keeps on giving.
The
Okay?
franchise.
The
Yeah.
franchise.
Yeah, check that out. Go buy the shirt. Framchise, our dog of the week.
We should actually make a dog of the
every-
week shirt.
Oh my!
Have we not done
Why are
that?
we? Why have we not done that?
We can. Yeah.
We need to do that. We need to get a
Giveaway.
design together.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
No,
let's
we gotta
do
do
it. I'm 100% want to.
All
And
right.
it's got to be spelled DAWG.
Yes.
Dog. He's got that dog in him.
Dog of the week.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Framber Valdez.
Unanim-
dog of the
is that
week.
our first unanimous?
That is, and that was easy.
This
that was
season,
easy.
yeah, for sure.
That was definitely the easiest.
Yeah.
First
for sure.
time, inaugural,
Unan-
annual, weekly,
Yeah.
dog of the week,
Unanimous.
unanimous decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Framber Valdez.
Framber Valdez for what? 8 innings, 12 strikeouts, outdueled Shohei Ohtani.
There's a dog on the mound.
Dog.
Got that dog.
Got that dog in him.
That's it.
All right.
There it is. Now we're done.
Yeah, now we're done.
Yeah.
Check us out, dude.
No, that's
Maybe we
Josh.
should start slapping each other. Oh, yeah.
What?
My bad.
Thank you for watching and listening to Beyond the Diamond podcast. I'm Josh. We have Brian and Dez. Thank you for watching.
What did he just say?
We will see you later.
Okay.
Love you guys.